Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's Rebels radio broadcast from sunny Tiverton. Yes, it is the sunny Tiverton here down in Devon. The sun's only just come out, so don't get too worried that we've been sitting on the beach and building sandcastles all day, although that I think you could be said to be done at the beach. So good afternoon to you all. Thank you for listening in today, and we'll bring you the two team news in a minute, and we'll also bring you news of the other games in the EvoStick Southern Premier League this afternoon. If you would like to get in contact with us, then you can do so in a couple of ways. You can do so via Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio. Or if you're listening via the YouTube, then on the YouTube you should be able to scroll down to the bit that says comments, and your comments will come through to us here, and we'll give you a shout out this afternoon. I have had some problems setting up, so you may have had to reload a different thing. So if you're having problems going on, just reload your screen and you should find us back on there at all. So yes, I've still got a sore throat. I'm still very ill, but I will give you the best I can of commentary in between coughing and dying. So there you go. So hopefully everyone can hear us now that we've got everything set up. So a few of you are listening already. And like I say, if you do want to come through to us either on the live chat or on the Twitter at MyFC Rebels Radio. So we're here this afternoon at Tiverton Town. The match sponsors are MJH Planning Services, and the ball sponsor is Linda and Brian Fishlock. Our referee today is a welcome name. It's a name who's done a few of our home games. It's Daniel Lamport, and his assistants are Graham Pearce and Roger Smith. So there you go. Those are your things. I will run through the two sides for you. Starting with our home side, Tiverton Town, who will play all in yellow. In goal for them and making his debut is Alexis Andre Jr. 2 is Nick Hurst. 3, Michael Landricum. 4, and the captain is Jamie Price. 5 is Ben Mamola. 6 is Tom Gardner. 7, Jamie Short. 8 is River Allen. 9 is Jared Lewington. 9 Jared Lewington. 10, Levi Landricum. And 11 is Shane Crack. Substitutes for Tiverton this afternoon are 12 Tom Barr, 14 Jordan Rogers, 15 Owen Irish, 16 Scott Rogers, 17 Callum Hall, and I guess that this is a special thing for a mascot, is 99 Jason Curtis. So for the Rebels, in goal for them is Jack Turner. 2 is Josh Jackman. 3 George Wells. 4 is Alan Innes. 5 is Mark Nisbet, who's the captain. 6 is Lee Togwell. 7 Sean Fraser. 8 Matt Lynch. 9 Ben Harris. 10 Chris Flood. And 11 Warren Harris. 4 substitutes for the Rebels this afternoon are 12 Guy Hollis. 14 Nathan Smart. 15 is James Dobson. And 16 is Manny Williams. So there you go. Those are your two teams for you. I will run through those two sides for you again just before kick-off, and I'll run through the other games in the Southern Premier League this afternoon. We have Banbury versus Gosport Borough. It's Biggleswade versus Basingstoke. Bishop Stortford versus St Ives. Dorchester versus Kings Langley. Farnborough versus Hereford. Kings Lynn versus Dunstable. Merthyr versus Weymouth. Redditch versus Hitchin. Weston versus Kettering. St Neots versus Chesham. And Stratford versus Frome. Those are your those are your other EvoStick Southern fixtures for this afternoon. My apologies, I was getting too excited. Unusual for me. So just a couple of things for you to remember with some up and coming fixtures for this after the Rebels. There have been a couple of changes since what you may have seen highlighted already. So the next game for Slough will be on Tuesday evening. Slough will be home to Redditch on the 6th of February. That's a 7:45, so it's a home kick-off game for the Rebels. Then Slough will be at home next Saturday, a week today, the 10th of February, where they will be at home to Banbury United. That's a 3 o'clock kick-off at Arbour Park, and we will hope that we will try and get the rugby on in the bar afterwards, for those of you who want to stay behind and watch the rugby. And then the following Tuesday, which is Tuesday the 13th of February, Slough will be away to Biggleswade Town. That's a 7:45 kickoff. So there you go. Those are your up and coming games for the Rebels this afternoon, and just waiting to see. Stadium announcer just goes through the two teams here. The Rebels are going to be in their all blue, light blue away kit this afternoon. Tiverton all in yellow, just with some black on their sleeves. So those are the two sides. Pitch here today is looking a little bit churned up, and when we got here, it was a little bit. It looked like it had standing water on it, but strange enough, it's not actually standing water. It's the colour of the sand. It's like they've used grey sand to put down on the pitch here at Tiverton. It's very good, a funny, strange look. The two sides are out to our right. This just as they're waiting to come out. The ground here is the first time we've ever been to Tiverton's ground, and as you come through the main turnstile, you're facing a big seated long stand that runs all the way down the main side, which apparently sits about 520 people. There's cover behind both goals, and then the clubhouse is as you come in to your left, and there's a little bit of a cover as you come out of the clubhouse here, and there are plenty of turnstiles to let everybody in. So we're a few minutes away from kickoff, so I will run through those two sides for you again in a second. Don't forget, if you do wish to get in contact with us here at Rebels Radio, you can do so on Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio, or if you're listening via the YouTube on your laptops or phones or computers or whatever you use to watch and listen, it says comments and it will come through to us here. So I'll run through those two sides for you again, starting with the home side. Tiverton Town, all in yellow. They are in goal. Making his debut on loan from Bristol Rovers is Alexis Andre Jr. 2 is Nick Hurst. 3, Michael Landricum. 4 is the captain, Jamie Price. 5, Ben Momola. 6 is Tom Gardner. 7, Jamie Short. 8, River Allen. 9, Jared Lewington. 10 is Levi Landricum, and 11 is Shane Crack. The substitutes for Tiverton are 12 Tom Barr, 14 Jordan Rogers, 15 Owen Iris, 16 is Scott Rogers, 17 Callum Hall. So for the Rebels, in goal is Jack Turner, 2 is Josh Jackman, 3 George Wells, 4 is Alan Innes, 5 Mark Nisbet, 6 is Lee Togwell, 7 Sean Fraser, 8 Matt Lynch, 9 Ben Harris, 10 Chris Flood, and 11 is Warren Harris. Substitutes for the Rebels this afternoon: 12 Guy Hollis, 14 Nathan Smart, 15 James Dobson, and 16 is Manny Williams. I'm just going to wait for someone to sit down a bit. We're going to get all ready there. Just going to have a drink of water because I think I'm going to tip it all over.
Number 7, Jamie Short. At number 8, River Allen.
So don't forget, if you do want to give us a contact and tell us where you're listening from, we'll give you a shout out if there are any quiet moments here in the game. We are right by a Tannoy speaker here, so there you go. We're just waiting for the referee to just waiting for his two assistants to come over, and Mark Nisbet and the Jamie Price, the Tiverton captain, just make their way to the middle, and bit of shaking hands for you. The goalkeeper for Tiverton, making his debut, is all in orange, and a dark orange, and Jack Turner in the Slough goal is wearing his red kit, all red with white sleeves. So there you go. Looks like there's going to be a change of ends already. So Slough have changed the end, or I think it looks like Slough changed the end. Slough will be shooting for the first half from right to left, and we are just waiting for the two sides just to get into position. There will be a couple of bits of time. Slough will also have the kick-off. A couple of bits of time during the commentary today where I'll be stopping because I'll be either blowing my nose, coughing, or having a drink of water. So Slough with the kick-off here, and they're shooting from right to left as the linesman on this near hand side just gets into position, and the referee just making sure that everything's fine, and he's going to start the game. He does indeed, and Slough with the ball. Togwell plays it forward straight away, trying to put length there. Headed away by Momola, straight out of play for a throw to the Rebels. I'll leave that for George Wells to come across to take this throw. And Wells just waiting for a bit of movement. Comes from Ben Harris, kicks it down, but it's played away by Landricum, and it comes out headed away by Ince. Bit of a mistake there, but there's an offside here against Levi Landricum. There are two Landricums in the Tiverton side, so Levi is the forward player and Michael is the wing back that he plays. And it's a free kick to Slough for this offside. Jack Turner will come across for the Rebels to take this free kick, and he's about 15 yards inside his own half. Just waiting for a few Slough players, Ince and Nisbet, to go forwards for this one. Played in towards Nisbet, comes off the head of Ben Harris, crossed in by Lynch, and it's headed, punched away, comes out here to... Oh, it's a shot by Alan Ince. It just clips the bottom of the post, and it's cleared by Tiverton, and it comes out here on the far hand side. Warren Harris will run it down for the Rebels, keeps the ball going. And back outside by Ince, in here towards Fraser. Fraser chipping the ball into the box. Headed away, comes on the volley again to Ince. Ince trying to get there, but it's Crack who gets there first. The ball spins out of play, and it'll be a throw to the Rebels, but Ince with the... So it's a throw to Tiverton, actually. Ince with a drilled low shot throw. Just hit the bottom of the post there, and Slough with an early effort, but the post coming to the rescue of Tiverton here. It's still 0-0. And it's a throw on the far hand side through Crack, played through, volleyed by Wells, comes through here towards Levi Landricum. He's trying to find on the far hand side Nick Hurst, but it's been cut out well by Josh Jackman, who chips the ball forward, looking for the run of Ben Harris, but that'll go all the way through to the goalkeeper Alexis Andre. He gets his first touch of the ball at his feet. He's punched the ball out, but just rolls the ball to the edge of his area and plays the ball forward here, looking on the far hand side for Lewington. It's flicked on, and ball just gets caught in the ground here, and Jack Turner has to come diving out at the field of Landricum and then plays it down the field only as far as Gardner, who just skies that one straight out of play and out of play for a throw to the Rebels. So immediately the pitch here playing a part here as that back pass there by Ince just didn't get through to Turner, and he had to react very quickly to get to that ball. So the pitch will play a part here today. Good afternoon to Rebel and Peter Jewell. The screw, I don't know what, a bloke's dressed up as a Screwfix catalogues just walked past. There you go. Ball played over the top. Nisbet in chase for it. Slough does play it back towards his goalkeeper. It's Lewington being urged to chase the ball down when he can. Ball played forwards, flicked on by Ben Harris, finds Warren Harris on the far hand side, edge of the penalty area. His ball in is blocked by Hurst, comes back out to Harris, and Hurst has gone down injured, and Lynch flicks the ball, but it goes into the hands of the goalkeeper, and immediately there's an injury to Hurst, the Tiverton right wing back, who's gone down injured, and the game has stopped for him to get some treatment. And it's it just seemed to go down just as he got a cross blocked by Warren Harris that he blocked, and it just seemed to poleaxe him a little bit there. So there you go. So we'll try and keep you up to date with the scores from the other games in the Southern Premier League as they happen. And yeah, it looks like there's going to be a substitution here, so it's an early substitution for Tiverton. That substitution coming in the early 4th minute of the field. It looks like it's going to be number 17, Callum Hall, who will replace the injured Nick Hurst. And Hurst is he's up. He looks like it's a knee injury of some kind, but Hurst is up on his feet, so he's okay, but he will play no further part in this game. So Hurst has come straight off, and then coming on for him is Callum Hall. So an early change there for Tiverton. Will it be a change of formation, which we'll see? But he goes straight over into that position and actually plays left back or left wing back, and the referee rolls it to the goalkeeper, who can restart the game. So the goalkeeper, long ball down the field, Isbit gets a touch to it, but the ball holds up in the ground, and Lewington just gets beaten to the ball by Inns, and it's gone straight over the top of the stand here on this near hand side. It's a throw to Tiverton. It'll be taken quickly by Short. Short's quick throw in back here to him, and Dockwell gets a touch to it, but Short still running back towards his own goal. Finds Momola. Momola chips the ball down the field, but Nisbet comes across, hits him on the shin, and then comes off Levi Landricombe last, and is a throw to the Rebels, level with their 18-yard box. It'll be George Wells that comes across to take this throw for Slough, and just tries to play it on. Headed on by Ben Harris. Comes through to Chris Flood. Tries to hold the ball up, and it's comes off a Tiverton player last. It's a throw to the Rebels, and George Wells again takes it, trying to find Flood. Flood takes it down on his chest, finds Ben Harris with the ball. Harris with a little cheeky pass down the sideline, finding Lynch. Lynch runs down this left-hand side, crosses first time into the box. Warren Harris trying to get there, and it comes off Warren Harris last, and it will be out for a goal kick to Tiverton. And the Tiverton fans just trying to get behind their side here. Some young kids trying to get behind their team. The Slough fans are a little bit quiet on the far hand side. We're still waiting for the goalkeeper to take this goal kicker. Not the best of kicks, but he does say and find Short. Goes through Short's legs. Lynch gets there first. It comes out here towards Crack. Crack plays it back down. He'll ball over the top. Nisbet. And Jack Turner slips on the dirt there as he was waiting for Nisbet to shout him, and Nisbet slips. Nisbet being chased down by Lewington. It's gone out for a corner here to Tiverton, and it will be River Allen to take this corner for the Yellows. It's drawn to the edge of the box where it's taken a touch, tried to get past the ball. Jamie Price still with it, just bouncing around in that penny, hooked clear in the end by Nisbet, that finds Inds with the ball down the field. He gets caught in the ground, finds Chris Flood. Flood though on his own manages to hold the ball up and plays it here towards Warren Harris. Warren Harris did the ball inside to Jackman. Again catches in the dirt. Played forward by Jackman, but that will run through to the goalkeeper, Andre, and he'll just take his time in having that ball at his feet. It's just going to be closed down by Ben Harris and forced to play the ball quickly, and under pressure is Josh Jackman, but it does well to head the ball on. Warren Harris can't flick the ball down the field. It goes out of play for a throw to Tiverton. And it's just inside the Slough half, taken quickly towards River Allen. He has time to turn and plays the ball. Goes back to Allen, plays it out here towards Short. Short takes a touch up against Wells, plays it back down the field by Price, and it's an offside by Landricombe, and much to the delight of the Slough team, it's an offside against Landricombe. Rebel says my voice doesn't sound any better. No, I'm still ill. Long ball played down by Turner. It's going to be immediately hit straight back, and Turner will just come outside of his area just to play that ball back here as Nick Hurst just hobbles past us here on his way back to the dressing room. Right, not far from the dressing room, just in the corner of the ground here in Hurst. Just goes there. Ball played again forwards by Turner. Headed on by Togwell. Trying to find Ben Harris. The ball is just hoofed straight out of play on the far hand side by Gardner. It'll be a throw to the Rebels. 10 yards inside the Tiverton half. Josh Jackman on the far hand side will take this throw for the Rebels. Just waiting for a bit of movement. Comes from Chris Flood. He comes deep to hold the ball up. Chipped in again by Josh Jackman. No one running for Slough forwards, and it comes off the feet of Price and out for a throw to the Rebels. 10 yards away from goal. Quickly taken by Flood. Comes through to Josh Jackman, who just gets caught there, and it's a free kick to the Rebels. And Jackman just slowly coming to his feet on that far hand side. Matt Lynch will go across to take this free kick for the Rebels. Jackman's off, he's fine, he's up and about. And this kind of free kick is around about 18 yards away from the goal, but it's a couple of feet away from the sideline. But Lynch has gone across to take it. Inns and Nisbet have gone forwards for this for the Rebels. And I'll just wait for Matt Lynch to signal the the movement that he wants. Plays it in near post, goes all the way through. It's hooked away in the end by Allen. Comes all the way here towards Jutman on the halfway line. Takes a couple of touches with the ball. Just waits and then launches the ball back into the penalty area. Looking for ins. Headed away well by Momola. Comes to the edge of the penalty area with Nisbet. He just overruns it and then comes through here towards Short. Short playing the ball forward, trying to find Landrigan. Holds it up well on the halfway line. Just looking for the run on the far hand side. But Fraser comes across for Slough, and it's the substitute who tries to get there. Hall, but a good ball by Fraser finds Warren Harris, and his ball down the field finds Ben Harris on the far hand side. Ben Harris turns Momola on the far hand side, gets caught, gets back up, and comes off Momola last, does it? No, it comes off Ben Harris last. It'll be a throw to Tiverton on that far hand side, and it's deep inside the Tiverton half. It's going to be Gardner who goes across to take this throw for Tiverton. And he's right by his corner flag as he tries to get some distance on this throw. Only as far as Josh Jackman. It comes off the back of his head and goes out of play halfway down the field halfway inside the Tiverton half, I should say, for this throw to be taken. Again, Gardner is the player that goes across to take it. And again, it's a long throw drill through. Josh Jackman wins the header, and again it comes off him and goes out of play. And Tiverton in two throws have made their way to the halfway line. And again, same thing. Gardner will go across on the far hand side to take it. This time he throws it across here towards Michael Landrick. He plays the ball in. It's George Wells who intercepts the ball inside his own half, and then ball just takes a horrible bobble as he chips the ball forwards, but finds Lynch on this far hand side. Lynch on the left, back in towards Wells. Wells will take a touch with the ball. Plays it back out here towards Lynch. Lynch opens his body up, trying to go down this side against Short. Brings it all the way down. Cuts a cross into the near post, but it's played away by Michael Landricum under pressure, but his ball only finds Lynch, and the referee says it's a sliding tackle, was a foul by Chris Flood, and it's a free kick to Tiverton, just on the edge of their penalty down the side tram line. So we've played 12 and a half minutes so far, still 0-0 here at Tiverton Town. Slough with the best chance of the half so far, with Alan Hinds hitting the bottom of the post in the first couple of minutes, but since then it's been a very scrappy game here, as you would expect. Ball played forwards, headed away by Togwell, bounces around, ball over the top. Lewington's onside, he'll get down this near hand side. He'll have the chance to break up and play the ball across the goal, head it to the far post. It comes off the head of Levi Landricum, and it's been kept in play well by Allen on the far hand side here for Tiverton. Ball played down the line here for the substitute Hall. Hall plays it back out here towards Michael Landricum. Chance to cross the ball in. Lewington stoops to head the ball, but can't get it towards the goal, and it's out of play. Biggleswade have taken the lead against Basingstoke. Biggleswade 1, Basingstoke 0. See if we can find some other scores for you. St Ives have taken the lead. Here's Bishop Stortford 0, St Ives 1. And it's Turner that takes this goal kick on the far hand side, trying to look for Ben Harris. To Harris's Clyde. Comes here though towards Togwell. Togwell with the ball forwards, trying to find the run of Chris Flood. It's been cleared only as far as the substitute Hall, but he can only give it away to Togwell. Halfway inside the Tiverton half, big post in the way. Ball comes out here on the far hand side to Ben Harris. Ben Harris going down the right hand side, gets a cross in, but it takes a slight deflection off Hall, and it's out for the corner for the Rebels. And it'll be Matt Lynch who goes across to take this corner for Slough. And again, Inns and Nisbet go forwards for the Rebels. Sun's just trying to blast its way through to our right hand side here. It's Lynch standing over this corner. And Lynch just chips the ball into the area, headed away well by Lewington, where it will come out as far to Fraser. Fraser's first time ball back in towards Lynch, and Lynch can get a chance to cross it. He goes past a couple of players, runs in, and then hits a poor cross on that far side, straight out of play, and goes out for, I think it's gone out for a throw or a goal kick. It's actually gone out for a throw, I do believe, deep inside the Tiverton half, right by their corner flag on this near side where the main stand is. And this handful of Tiverton kids on the far hand side trying to get behind their side. It's a throw here by Landricum, deep inside his own half. Togwell wins the header, finding Flood. Flood on the edge of the box, trying to chip the ball in towards Ben Harris. Harris with a little flick on, ball bouncing around. Comes back out here towards Lynch. Lynch finds Togwell. Togwell can look and cross the ball into the box. Underneath it is Landricum. Ball bouncing around on the edge. Comes here towards Fraser. Fraser digs the ball out to Togwell. Ball just gets caught in the ground again. And a nice little ball out by Togwell finds Josh Chapman. Chapman just chipping the ball in towards the goalkeeper. But it's a good catch there by the goalkeeper. Very reminiscent of a basketball player, the way that he scooped that out of the air and kind of like alley-ooped it back into his hands. And Ben Harris just signalling something, I don't know, just standing in the goalkeeper's way. There's Alexis Andre. Long kick down the field looking for Lewington. It's won by Nisbet and finds Fraser. Fraser a little pass in here towards Josh Chapman. Chapman just a couple of feet inside his own half. Chips the ball down the field looking for Warren Harris. Harris just closed down, gives the ball away. Comes out here towards Crack. Crack with the ball through to Lewington, but Lewington's a good couple of yards offside. And Slough have really got to be careful about playing that offside formation here. The high line that they're playing, because if they get called out here, the ball could hold up in the pitch and put them behind. Ball play forwards, looking for Ben Harris. Harris can't get to it. It's going all the way through to the goalkeeper, Andre. And it's Andre who picks the ball up and looks to get his side further down the field. And good ball down the field. It's a free touch here for Josh Chapman. Plays it in towards Ben Harris. Ben Harris trying to turn, but he's had the ball robbed off him by Gardner. Gardner can try and bring the ball forward. 10 yards into the Slough half. Finds Crack, but poor ball by him is covered by Warren Harris. Only as far as Price. Price can bring it forward here for Tiverton. Trying to play the ball on the far hand side, but in an offside position is Levi Landricum, and his cross is always out of play. And there you go. So let's see if we can find you some scores from the other games here. Let's see if we can find something for you. I can't seem to find anything at the moment, so we'll come back to that in a second. Played almost 18 minutes gone here at Tiverton Town. It's Tiverton 0, Slough Town 0, and not much going on this afternoon. It's pitch here is not in best condition, not helping with flowing football here, but I think Slough needed to play this. I believe this is only their third away game in the league on a Saturday so far this season. Ball played forward, flicked on by Flood, trying to find Lynch, but the goalkeeper does well to come to the edge of his area and claim the ball, and then rolls the ball out here to Allen. Allen can try and bring the ball forward, chipping it over the top, and again Landricum is offside. And again he plays the ball forwards, and the Tiverton stewards and group to our left are 100% correct in the fact this linesman on this near hand side is wading through a lot of mud, admittedly, but he isn't really up to up with play. Oh, that's the me stopwatch on the floor. Let me just get that quickly. And it's going to be a free kick taken by Jack Turner. Long ball down, looking for Inns. Inns beaten to the ball by Momola. Comes out to Togwell. Togwell beaten to the ball. Tiverton looking for a free kick. The ball's here with Lewington. Going back towards his own goal. Plays it against Flood and conflicts Flood and goes out for a throw to Tiverton. And it's a throw for Short to take on the far, this near hand side, sorry. And trying to play it in. Headed away by Wells. Oops. And Lynch just kicks the ball into the stand here, much to the annoyance of some of the Tiverton fans. And it's a throw to Tiverton on the halfway line. Gardner has come across to take this throw. And It's going to be thrown in the middle towards Landricum. Landricum trying to play it on, but Hall slips and Jackman with the ball over the top, looking for the run of Ben Harris. Harris will try and get there first. Gets there, gets caught by Gardner, and that'll be a free kick to the Rebels. And the referee just calling Gardner over, and the captain Price just to have a little word in his ear. And it'll be a free kick to Slough, roughly 20 yards away from goal, but quite close to the sideline here. Tiverton players picked the ball up and tried to move it away. Lynch not happy with that. He'd had the ball down and placed. And Lynch has just been pushed a little bit further towards the side, so he's about a foot in from the sideline here. But Lynch standing over this free kick for Slough again. They send forwards Inns and Nisbet for this free kick. It needs a decent bit of quality here. Try and scoop it in. It has got some quality on. It's headed away well to the edge of the area. It's headed back in by Togwell. Ball comes through. Oh, it's a back header in the end by Michael Landricum that just falls at the feet of his goalkeeper Andre as it gets stuck in the mud. Slough couldn't react, and it's Andre to clear the ball. It slips as he plays the ball down, but Inns gives the ball forced out, trying to find Chris Flood, beaten to the ball on the far hand side by Momola. Ball comes out here towards Callum Hall, but he runs straight into Josh Chapman, and Chapman being urged just to bring the ball forward here for Slough, running down the right hand side. He's got River Allen in attendance, but Chapman still goes down that near hand side, cuts the ball inside, brings it in, hits it with his left foot into the box. It's blocked, and then it's hooked clear in the end, anywhere out of play by Price, and it's out for a throw to Slough on the far hand side. And it'll be left for Jackman to take this throw for Slough. Jackman will run about 18 yards away. Quick throw into the box, trying to find Flood. Headed out by Mamola. And the referee has seen something, and he's given a free kick to Tiverton. Looks like a foul by Chris Flood, and it'll be a free kick to Tiverton inside their penalty area, which their goalkeeper will go across to take. 0-0 here at the moment. We're just over halfway of the first half. It's Tiverton 0, Slough Town now, and not much action really going on here today, but at least the rain has stopped. And it's Andre in the Tiverton goal that will take this free kick. Played it high in there. It's headed on well though, and it comes through though towards Lynch. Lynch just hoofs the ball straight down. He goes straight out of play, hits the top of the clubhouse stand, and we'll wait for another ball to come on. Not the prettiest of games of football that you'll ever see, but it's thrown on the far hand side for Tiverton. Garner to take it 10 yards inside his own half, looking to find Lewington. Lewington leaves the ball. It's been played on, hooked clear though by Togwell, trying to play down on by Ben Harris, but Flood has to try and chase that ball, and it's back by Gardner towards the goalkeeper again. He finds the roof of the clubhouse, which seems to be the safest place for a ball to go to at the moment, and it'll be a throw to the Rebels on the far hand side. So not just going to see if we can find you some scores from other games, but the referee has just blown for a free quickly on the far hand side to the Rebels, and it is I'm trying to see because there's a pillar in the way. It's a free kick to Slough. It's about 10 yards away from the corner flag. It will be again Matt Lentz that goes across to take this free kick for the Rebels, and one man ball in front of Matt Lynch, but again Lynch he needs to put a decent quality ball inside here. Tiverton quite a tall side, so it needs to be a good. Oh, it's a poor ball, headed away easily by the first man. Comes through to Togwell. His ball is very clear, and It comes out here towards George Wells. Wells plays the ball through, finds the ball in towards Nisbet. Nisbet evades a challenge and then plays it back on the far hand side to Lynch. Lynch still on the far right hand side from that free kick. Up against Hall, plays it into the box. Finds Warren Harris, who tries to play the ball. It comes off a Tiverton player last and out for a corner to the Rebels on the far hand side. And just trying to give you some latest scores from the Southern Premier League. It's Banbury 0, Gosport 0, Biggleswade 1, Basingstoke 0, Bishop Stortford 1, St Ives 1, Dorchester 0, Kings Langley 0, Farnborough 0, Hereford 0, Kings Lynn 0, Dunstable 0, Merthyr 0, Weymouth 0, Redditch 1, Hitchin 0, Royston 0, Kettering 1, St Neots 1, Chesham 0, Stratford 0, Froome 1, and Tiverton 0, Slough 0. Those are your latest scores. As this time the corner comes in, it's drilled in, headed away to the edge of the box where it's hooked in by Nisbet. It's blocked on the 6-yard line, headed away again, comes out here towards Chapman. Chapman just trying to play the ball in, but the ball just catches and it's come here towards Sean Fraser on the far hand side. Fraser up against Crack, finds the ball in towards Chapman, just come to this near hand side, chips the ball in towards the goal and it's just over the top of the goal and out for a goal kick. But a good shot there by Mark Nisbet, blocked on the 6-yard line. And it remains 0-0 here between the two sides. And the sun just coming out. Good evening to Welly and Fitzroy Brown, who are listening in. And like I say, if you do want to get in contact, you can contact on the YouTube chat thing, whatever it's called, comments. As the ball played forwards, comes all the way through to Ince, just volleys this high up into the air, headed forward by Momola. Then Nisbet with the next header, then one back through, it comes through and then Jackman stops the ball in the dirt and it comes out by Ince towards Short trying to run past Lynch. Crack comes and deep to pick the ball up, plays it forwards here, underneath it is Nisbet, hits him on the top of the head but goes out for a throw to Tiverton, and it's 10 yards away from the Slough goal. Taken quickly here towards Allen. Allen's ball play, it's missed by Wells, and it comes through here towards Price. He gets the ball in. It's coming all the way across the box, and there's a shot comes in, bouncing around the ball. It's filled with Crack. Crack trying to flick the ball forwards, but Turner dives at the feet and gets caught by Lewington there. And he wasn't happy with the challenge. Was Jack Turner from Jared Lewington. I've lost the cursor on my screen. Anyone know where it's gone? Oh, I can't find it. There it is. I think so. I think I got it. And Lewington and Turner both being spoken to here by the referee today, Mr. Lamport. And I don't think Turner was too happy with the not so much that the ball was there kind of to be won, but he'd already dived out, and it's a free kick to Slough, which Turner will take. Turner just chatting with the Tiverton fans behind the goal, and I don't think they agreed with what Mr. Turner said, to be honest. Turner's long kick, easily headed away by Momola, comes to Ince. Ince heads the ball forwards. Back one by Allen, who catches the ball and then plays it out here towards Hall. Hall under pressure back towards Allen. Allen turns, plays it back across to Momola. Momola with a short ball inside towards Price, the captain. Back out here towards Crack. Crack under pressure from Togwell, plays it here for Gardner. Gardner cuts back inside Ben Harris and then finds Crack. Crack with the ball across here to the captain Price. Price on the halfway line, just trying to bring the ball forward, but it catches in the dirt. Finds Crack on this near hand side. His ball is played in, but it's an easy clearance here by Warren Harris, and it finds Chris Flood. Flood trying to play the ball over the top here for Ben Harris. It's missed by Gardner, but Lynch gets past here, and a silly foul by Ben Harris. He shielded Gardner off the ball because he could see the run from Lynch. Lynch slid through and won the ball, but it's a foul by Harris that brings the free kick for Tiverton. And this game lacking a lot of action so far in these first 29 minutes of the game. Still 0-0 here. And it'll be the goalkeeper Andre Jr. taking this Goal kick just manages to get it in the air, and it's flicked on in the end by Michael Landry. The ball bounces in the middle. It doesn't even bounce. It's hooked clear by Inns. Underneath it is Gardner. Well, he's supposed to head it back towards the goalkeeper. It comes here towards Flood. He takes a shot and it hits Price. And it goes out for a corner there. But just shows you the problems that players have here. It was Landry tried to head the ball back towards his goalkeeper. It bounces across the pitch rather than... What? Go on. 85005. If you've got that ticket, you have won the 50-50 draw here at Tiverton. And it's going to be a corner now to Slough. On the far hand side, it's going to be Matt Lynch to take it. It'll be an outswinging corner for the Rebels. And again, this could be the best chance to get something from this game here at the moment. Bit quiet behind the goal. This time it's drilled in. The goalkeeper comes in, gets the punch to it. Landricum hooks the ball away acrobatically, but it comes out as far as Josh Chapman. Good play in by him towards Lynch. Lynch can play the ball in again. Or it's a poor ball in by him. Only finds Short. And Short's ball played forwards, but it's easily cut out by George Wiles, and Wiles will go back towards the goalkeeper Turner. And Turner being chased down by Lewington, but plays the ball forwards. It's won here by Nisbet, who plays the ball forward, looking for Ben Harris. Ben Harris beaten to the ball, and it comes out here towards Crack with the ball forwards, but Jackman just stands there and plays it forwards in towards Warren Harris. Harris with a chance to run at the defence, but just gets pushed off the ball by Momoa, and it comes on this far hand side to Allen. Allen trips it with the outside of his foot. Good chase down that far hand side, and Josh Jackman's up here against the substitute Hall, and Jackman gets there first, and then Hall is adjudged to have fouled Jackman, and it's a free kick to the Rebels. And much to the annoyance of the Tiverton fans behind the goal. Good afternoon to Ian as well, who's listening. And to Setil, I think it is. The sun's right on the computer at the moment, so I'm having trouble reading your names out. But the referee just having a word here. I think it's with Alan Inns, who's just picked up a little injury, but looks like he's going to shake that injury off, and the game will restart with a free kick to be taken by Jack Turner, just on the edge of his area. Long ball forwards by him, looking again forward and run. It comes through to Warren Harris, finds Flood. Flood gets into the box, shoots, it's blocked by Gardner, comes out on the far hand side, chipped in towards the post, and the goalkeeper does well to take that, just as Matt Lynch was trying to get there, but good play by Slough, and another shot blocked for the Rebels. But still 0-0 here, as we've got around about 12 minutes of the first half left. Long kick by the goalkeeper high into the night air. Lynch wins the headers. Played forwards by Price. Looking for Nisbet. Good tackle by Nisbet, but finds Crack. Crack has got Lewington's down injured for Tiverton, and the referee does stop the game for that injury there for Jared Lewington. Just Mark Nisbet got to the ball first, and it's just the lateness of Lewington getting there, nothing in it. So there's a penalty in the game between Royston and Kettering. That's literally just been announced. St Neots are 2-0 up against Chesham United, and Chesham United are the form team of the Southern Premier. They've won their last 6 games in a row, but they're currently 2-0 down. And we'll give you those. I'll try and find those latest scores for you in the Southern Premier League at the moment. These are the latest scores after 30 minutes. Lewington just making his way off the pitch after being treated. So it's Banbury 0, Gosport 0, Biggleswade 1, Basingstoke 0, Bishop Stortford 1, St Ives 2, Dorchester 1, Kings Langley 0, Farnborough 0, Hereford 0, Kings Lynn 0, Dunstable 0, Merthyr 0, Weymouth 0, Redditch 1, Hitchin 0, Royston 0, Kettering 1, but Royston do have a penalty. St Neots 2, Chesham 0, Stratford 0, Frome 1, and Slough 0-0. And Slough have kicked the ball back towards the goalkeeper after the injury to Lewington, who's been treated. He's not come back on the pitch yet at the moment, so still temporarily down to 10 minutes. He's just trying to run off that little knock at the moment. And he's still not been allowed back on. Andre with the kick. It's headed backwards by Shaw and then played forward by Gardner. Ball still played in by Wells, and Wells chips the ball down the field, looking for the run of Lynch, and Gardner has to come across. Lewington's back on the pitch now, so Tiverton back to 11. But Slough have a throw. 30 yards, 25 yards away from the Tiverton goal. George Wells goes across to take this throw for Slough. A couple of people slipping. Ball played in towards Lynch. Back towards Wells. Wells plays the ball into the box. Gets to the edge of the area where Ben Harris turns. Plays it across. And then it's as it goes across just about to go across the 6-yard box, it's blocked by the captain Price and goes out for a corner to the Rebels. And Matt Lynch will come across to take this one. Dobson on the bench, remember, today, so it's Lynch to take this one. This will be an in-swinging corner. And Slough putting a lot of bodies on the goalkeeper, making his debut on loan from Bristol Rovers. And Lynch just waiting for a little bit of movement from the Slough players. Played a poor ball. It's headed away at the near post. Comes over through here towards Wells. Wells can't get there. It's played out here towards Allen. Allen trying to hold the ball up here against Togwell. Plays it down the line here for the run of Callum Hall up against Josh Jackman. Jackman's there first there. That's a good challenge by Jackman. And plays it out for a throw to Tiverton right by the corner flag. And it's going to be Jamie Short who will go across to take this throw for Tiverton. And it's literally right by the corner flag, right by the dressing rooms here. And it's a short throw in here. And Wells gets in there first and clears down the line. And it's well caught by the Tiverton coach. They'll show him why he's a coach, not a footballer. And this time it'll be another throw for Tiverton again. This one's about level with the 18-yard box. They're going to leave it again for Gardner to come along to take this one. And just waiting for Jamie Price, the captain, to come forward for this one. Everyone's standing around by the corner of that 6-yard box as Gardner looks to throw this ball in. Gets a little bit of height on it. Headed away by Inns. And it'll be a corner to Tiverton, which Adam will come across to take. Slough under a little bit of pressure here at the moment, as we've got around about 7 minutes left of the first half. There will be a couple of minutes of injury time to be added on due to that injury too. And the ball played in from the corner, goes bouncing around, trying to come out here towards Lewington. Lewington gets a touch to it, trying to find Allen. Allen does, I thought he'd done really well to keep the ball in, but the linesman said it had gone out of play. Didn't look like it to me, but the linesman's in a lot closer position than myself. And it's a goal kick to Slough. So like I said, if you want to get in contact with us here at Rebels Radio, it's at MyFC Rebels Radio on Twitter, or if you're listening via the YouTube thingy, there's a thing called comments, and it'll come through to us. We'll give you a shout out if I can read it in the bright sunshine that is literally coming straight over the top of the stand when I look towards the Slough Town goal that they're defending. Turner with this long kick, aimed towards Harris, but well in the centre by Gardner. Finds Landrycombe. Landrycombe under pressure, trying to play the ball out for Hall. Hall up against Warren Harris. Harris gets there first, but plays the ball straight out of play for a throw to Tiverton. And it's going to be taken by the substitute Hall on that far hand side. And it's thrown back here towards Momola on the halfway line. Plays it back in towards Hall under pressure from Warren Harris. Ball played through and no one's chasing that one, and it will go through to Turner in the Slough goal. Weymouth have taken the lead at Merthyr. Merthyr 0, Weymouth 1. And Tiverton with a really good home record here. They've played 14 games at home so far this season, and they've won 10 and drawn 1. So they have got a good record here. As Ben Harris wins the header, comes back out here towards Togwell. Togwell finding Lynch. Lynch avoiding a couple of challenges and then finds Jackman on the far hand side. Jackman trying to cross the ball in, looking for Flood. Goalkeeper comes out, but it's a good take by the goalkeeper. And he's looking quite assured the ball's into his area on his debut. And rolls the ball out here towards Short. Short chipping the ball forward. Nisbet comes across to play it in. Kept in well by Wales, but hits Lewington, and Lewington's ball finds cracking here towards Short. Short hits it straight at Matt Lynch and goes out of play for a throw to Tiverton, 5 yards inside their own half. And it's going to be Jamie Short that comes across to take this throw for Tiverton. No, he's going to leave it for... He goes across, right, and he cleans the ball and then gives it to Gardner. Gardner's shirt hasn't got a touch of mud on it. Right, but poor old Jamie Short, he's been cleaning the ball. Quick throw in, finds Crack with the ball on now towards Price. Price trying to bring it forward. It's a good challenge by Warren Harris, who wins the ball, and he's caught by Price after winning it. And that's a free kick to the Rebels, halfway inside their own half. They'll wait for Jack Turner to take that. The referee on this near-hand side, the assistant referee on this near-hand side, is literally running for a mud bath. If you want to send your pretty lady or your wife or your daughters or whatever you've got, instead of sending them to a spa, just send them to Tiverton, and they can just put their face in the bits where the linesman has been running down this near-hand side. It's an absolute mud bath. Poor bloke's having a tough time trying to stay on his feet here. Turner to take this free kick. Long ball deep, looking for Flood. Flood up against Moda. Hits Flood on the back head. Comes through to Harris. Flood gets the ball back. Bursts into the box. Evades a challenge. Gets to the byline, and it's blocked well by Gardner and out for a corner. And again, Slough getting behind the Tiverton defence. And it's another in-swing corner that's going to come in from Matt Lynch. Needs a better delivery than the last time, where he failed to beat the first man. And this time they put Sean Fraser on that near post just in case he does. This time he plays it right into the middle. It's pushed away on the far hand side. Warren Harris will keep the ball in from going for another corner. Keeps it in and then crosses. Hits Price, and then Warren Harris will get another chance to cross the ball in. Ince tries to get there. Comes out here towards Wells. He hits it first time. Let's just say that it's not quite near the goal, to be polite. But sometimes I think when it's this kind of conditions and stuff, you do need to take that kind of chance with a long range shot, because it's so difficult. Unfortunately, Wells just didn't catch that right and went out of play for goal kick. We've got about 2 minutes plus added time of this first half. 0-0 still. Slough with the better of the opportunities so far. As Andre the goalkeeper takes Andre the goalkeeper's kick. Let's go saying Andre the Giant. Ball comes here towards Togwell. Togwell's ball though intersects both Flood and Lynch, and now to play for a Tiverton throw. And Gardner going across to take this throw. If anyone knows any of the Slough fans behind the goal, could you just send them a message to be a little bit louder during the second half? They've been very quiet this afternoon. Long throw in by Gardner, headed away well by Lynch, then flicked on by Allen, only as far as Nisbet. Nisbet's ball goes across field and finds Hall for Tiverton. He plays the ball here towards Crack. Crack running across the field, plays it back out to the substitute Hall. Hall chipping the ball forwards and trying to find Lewington, but it's Fraser who intercepts that ball, and in the mud just chips the ball forwards here, looking for the run of Ben Harris. Harris up against, Price has missed it, and Ben Harris tries to chip the goalkeeper. It's just over the top of the bar, but a mistake by the Tiverton captain Price there. He just this is the trouble with the pitch where it's so cut up. He misjudged the bounce of the ball. He ran past the ball, gave it in towards Ben Harris. Ben Harris could see the goalkeeper off his line, tried to chip him, but just over the top of the bar and out for a goal kick. So Slough with the better of the chances so far in this first half, but still 0-0 as we approach the final minute of the first half, and a few minutes of added time, I guess, from the referee. As Andre plays the ball down. It's won by Michael Landricum towards Lewington. Lewington, he can't get to the ball. It's played forwards by Togwell comes off the head of Ben Harris, finds Flood, but the ball cleared by Tiverton towards Short, down the field, and it comes through here towards Nisbet, who just flicks it off Lewington, and a quick throw by Wells. Lynch trying to flick it on, it comes off the Tiverton player Short last, so it's a throw here to Slough, and it will be George Wells that takes it, trying to find Lynch. Ball played in to the goalkeeper Andre, clears first time. Underneath it is Togwell, beaten to the ball, but it comes here towards Wells. Wells just chips the ball forward, or it just bounces just outside the area, and the goalkeeper just about reacts quick enough and manages to clear the ball to Hall on the far hand side. Hall now plays the ball down the line. Fraser comes across, and not only does he get the ball, he recovers it well, and then plays the ball down the side, but under chasing it back is Momola. He'll see the ball out, and it's out for a goal kick. So still 0-0. We haven't had any indication of how much injury time is to be added on. So it's a goal kick here for Tiverton. Andre Jr., the goalkeeper, to take this for Tiverton. Poor kick, but it finds a Slough player in Wells. Wells plays it in Harris. Harris plays it behind and then gives the ball away, but then it's given away by Tiverton. Ball played forward to Nisbet. He pummels the ball on, but it goes all the way back towards the goalkeeper for Tiverton. And the game just getting a little bit scrappy. Long kick by the goalkeeper. Well run by Nisbet. Rises high. Finds Lynch. Lynch can't control the ball properly, but Ben Harris slides in and wins the ball. And it's being brought away by Lynch. Lynch just gets tackled there. And I was going to say it's a foul, but it is actually half time here. And it's 2 minutes of added time were played. But it is 0-0 here at Tiverton. And not been the best of first halves that you're ever likely to see here. The pitch has been the main problem with that, but Slough have managed to get to 0-0. They've had the best chance of the first half, that low shot from Alan Inns that hit the bottom of the post, and a couple of chances. A shot from Nisbet blocked on the 6-yard box, but and a few little blocked efforts from the edge of the box, but it's 0-0 here, and it's not the greatest of games that you're ever likely to see, but the sun is out, and that's what we like here. It's not that kind of weather that you would take your top off, but it is quite nice here down in Devon.
Yes, please, one sugar.
So we're just going to see if we can find you some half-time scores from and we will try and find you some half-time scores in a second. We're just going to wait for those to come through for us. Again, if you do want to get in contact with us here at Rebels Radio, my name is Aid. You can contact us on the live chat. Lots of you on there: Ian Warner, Stephen Delaney, Rebel. I can't read some of these. Let me just see. Richard Weissler. It's difficult to say whether the pitch is a factor. It clearly, when we got here first, it didn't actually look that bad, but of course as players are playing on it and running on it and sliding and whatever, it is cutting up pretty bad, and I can just see some of the Tiverton substitutes are actually, in fact the substitutes from both sides, Slough and Tiverton, are actually kind of using their boots to flatten the divots that have already been caused by the first half action here. So yeah, I mean, it's not the greatest of games that you'll ever see. It's not the best of pitches that you will ever see, but it's the same for both teams, and we've always known that as a club that we would have to come to some of these pitches during January and February where it wouldn't be as good, and we need to try and do something about it. We are the slightly better of the two sides at the moment, but you do have to wonder for the Rebels whether if Brad Watkins was still around, you'd have a proper target man to aim at. Maybe getting rid of Brad Watkins was maybe a mistake that Slough made a little bit too early, if you ask me. I thought that's the whole reason he was born. Now, this is something that is brilliant. I'd never seen this before. I've been to a lot of non-league games, but the Tiverton stewards have got a ladder out because they're going to climb on the roof of the terrace behind the goal that Slough were defending to get a ball. So one of these brave souls is actually going to climb on the roof of the terrace behind the goal to claim a ball. So hopefully they're going to be okay. Health and safety would go mad because at the moment no one's holding the net. He's jumping straight. To be honest, I think in the mud he's going to sink. No, see, look, health and safety is proper. The guy's put his foot on the bottom of it. He's climbing up. I can see the ball. It's stuck in the netting at the back. Can he get it? He can. There you go. What a man. What a hero. The Tiverton. Is there another one up there? Oh no, I think he's just pulling it tight so the ball comes straight back over. So there you go. That's the highlight of the half time. Here is the Tiverton stewards. And you know that sun is right in an awkward place here at the moment. Thankfully the football's stopped at the moment for half time. But it's right in our eyes as we will look towards the start of the second half. So yeah, not the greatest. You actually need. It's crazy that you do need sunglasses. That's really how strange it is here in Devon this afternoon. It's crazy, really crazy. You're actually going to need sunglasses to be able to see what's going on in the second half. So strange as that is. So we're going to try and find you some of the half-time scores for you. As the substitutes have finished flattening the pitch. So just give me a couple of seconds and I'll find those half-time scores while you'll go make yourselves a nice cup of tea. So see if we can find some for you. Right, this is what we wanted. Okay. So, my apologies here for still being ill. Half time, it's Banbury 1, Gosport 0, Biggleswade 1, Basingstoke 1, Bishop Stortford 1, St Ives 2, Dorchester 1, Kings Langley 0, Farnborough 0, Hereford 1, Kings Lynn 2, Dunstable 0, Merthyr 0, Weymouth 1, Redditch 1, Hitchin 0. It's Royston 2, Kettering 2, St Neots 3, Cheshire Moor top of the Form League 0, Stratford 0, Frome 1 and Tiverton 0, Slough 0. Those are your scores from the Southern Premier League. Now we'll see if we can give you some scores from the other games for you. So I'll try not to give you the scores from the Premier League, because I know some of you would like to watch Match of the Day. So I'm just going to see if we can scroll down for something else. Let's see what we've got. Sky Bet Champ. Oh, I missed it. Oh, I've skipped to the Sky Bet Championship there for you. Let me go back to that. Right, Sky Bet Championship is Aston Villa 1, Burton 0, Derby County 2, Brentford 0, Fulham 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Leeds 0, Cardiff 3, Norwich 1, Middlesbrough 0, Preston 2, Hull City 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0, Barnsley 0, Reading 0, Millwall 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Birmingham 3, Sunderland 0, Ipswich 2. We'll go down to the where's the cursor disappeared to? Sky Bet League 1 is Bristol Rovers 0, Shrewsbury Town 0, Bury 0, Blackpool 0, Charlton 0, Oxford 0, it's Fleetwood 1, Scunthorpe 2, Northampton 0, Rochdale 0, Oldham 1, Bradford City 0, Peterborough 0, Southend 1, Plymouth 2, Blackburn 0, Portsmouth 1, Doncaster 1, Rotherham 1, AFC Wimbledon 0, Walsall 0, MK Dons 0, Wigan 2, Gillingham 0. In Sky Bet 2, it's Accrington 1, Stevenage 2, Chesterfield 1, Crawley 0, Colchester 0, Newport 0, Forest Green Rovers 1, Coventry 0, Grimsby 1, Cheltenham 0, Lincoln 1, Swindon 2, Luton 1, Exeter 0, Mansfield 1, Barnet 0, Notts County 2, Crewe 1, Port Vale 0, Morecambe 0, Wycombe Wanderers 2, Carlisle 0, Yeovil 0, Cambridge United 0. In the Build Base FA Trophy third round, this is down to the last 16. It's Brackley 2, Sutton 0, Dover 0, Leighton Orient 1, Harrogate 1, Billericay 1, Maidenhead 0, Stockport County 1, Maidstone 0, Gateshead 0, Spennymoor 0, East Thurrock 1, Wildstone 0, Warrington 0, and Workington 0, Bromley 1. Let's see what else we can find for you. In the non-league South, it's Bath 2, Hampton 0, Bognor 0, Truro 0, Chelmsford 1, Chippenham 0, Concord Rangers 1, Oxford City 0, Eastbourne Borough 3, Hungerford 0, Gloucester City 1, Poole 1, Havant 0, Braintree 0, St Albans 2, Dartford 0, Whitehawk 2, Western Supermare 1. So those are some of those, and I'll read you some from the Bostik Premier. Burgess Hill 1, Hendon 2, Dorking Wanderers was postponed. It's Dulwich 0, Met Police 0, Folkestone and Victor 1, Brightlingsea Regent 0, Kingstonian 0, Tooting Mission 1, Leaston 2, Worthing 2, Margate 0, Lowestoft Town 0, Needham Market 2, Tunbridge Angels 0, Staines 2, Merstham 0, Thurrock 3, Enfield 0, and Wingate and Finchley 3, Leatherhead 0. And I was just going to see if Gavin James is playing for the Met Police this afternoon, so he's playing away to Dulwich Hamlet, so he's getting some minutes there, and we'll be back with the start of the second half. Looks like Slough will be making a substitution here with Guy Hollis possibly coming on. Could possibly be for Alan Innes, who did they've gone to get a cup of tea. So there you go, just chatting to John Porter, the Slough Town general manager there. His mum and dad had just sat in front of me. Guy Hollis just warming up in front of us here, so I would guess that would be a half-time substitution for the Rebels, but we will confirm that once they all come out. So oh, there you go. For those of you who are Tiverton fans who maybe couldn't get to the game, there is a quiz on Monday night here at Tiverton Town Football Club. So yeah, if you do want to come on, it's £2 per player. And there you go. Well, if you're a Slough fan and you fancy entering the quiz here, you're staying down for a couple of days, there you go. You could do that. So we're just waiting for the Slough Town team to come out just to see if we can confirm this substitution for the Rebels. There's an old geezer on the pitch just trying to flatten down some of the bits of areas. Mr. Underwood just coming past us here, and seems to be, it is going to be a half-time substitution for the Rebels. Guy Hollis is definitely coming on, and as of yet the two sides aren't fully out, and I can't see the board, but Guy Hollis will come on at half time. And I would guess it's Alan Inns is the player so far that's not come out, but we'll run through those two sides for you in a second once we have confirmation of the substitution. And we are just waiting for a linesman to come out just to confirm this substitution on the far hand side. And waiting for Trent. So it is so substitution for the Rebels is Alan Inns off, and coming on is Guy Hollis. So I'll run through the two lineups for you, starting the second half. It's for Tiverton Town. In goal is Alexis Andre Jr. 3 is Michael Landricombe. 4 is Jamie Price, the captain. 5 is Ben Mamola. 6 is Tom Gardner. 7 Jamie Shaw. 8 River Allen. 9 Jared Lewington. 10 is Levi Landricombe. 11 is Shane Crack, and 17 is Callum Hall for the Rebels. In goal is Jack Turner. 2 Josh Jackman. 3 George Wells. Guy Hollis now wears 12. 15 is Mark Nisbet. 6 is Lee Togwell. 7 Sean Fraser. 8 Matt Lynch. 9 Ben Harris. 10 Chris Flood. And 11 is Warren Harris. We have Slough will be shooting from left to right. They will be shooting into the sun. So wonder if Mr. Turner's going to wear a cap. It doesn't look like he's going to brave it a little bit here. But Slough will be shooting from left to right. Tiverton will have the kick-off here for the start of the second half. And we are underway. And the ball's immediately pummeled over the top of the head of George Wells, straight out of play for a throw to Slough. And I wonder if this is one of the reasons why Guy Hollis has been brought into the 11, as the throw comes only as far as Price. He finds Allen, but the ball's played forwards here towards Togwell. Togwell's ball over the top, looking for Ben Harris, but it's cut out well by Price, and then played forwards by Allen, headed away by Jackman, and then flicked on by Sean Fraser in midfield. Comes out on his far hand side to Hall. Hall puts the ball, sit down, and finds Shane Crack back towards Hall. His ball along the field finds River Allen. His ball in towards Crack, played high into the nice air. Flicked on by Lewington, but Callum Hall slips and the ball rolls all the way through to Jack Turner, who just has to step outside of his area to gather the ball and then picks the ball up. And still the Slough fans are very quiet. If you know any of the Slough fans, if you're listening and you know any of the Slough fans, please send them a message to start being a little bit noisy, because they're very quiet throughout the game this afternoon. Ball on the far hand side. It's picked up by Landricombe just inside his own half, and then gets pushed to the ground by George Wells. Silly foul by Wells, and it's a free kick to Tiverton. And we're just waiting for a ball to come back. And it will be a free kick just inside the Tiverton half. And it's going to be Short to take it. And we're just waiting. Just someone having a birthday party to our left is just dishing out some cakes. We're missing out on the cakes here. Waiting for this free kick to come in from Short for Tiverton. Plays it in to the half of the Slough half. It's headed away by Slough. Comes through to Crack. Crack plays the ball on the far hand side, looking for Landricombe. Landricombe has to come deep. Plays the ball in towards Allen. Allen's ball headed away well by Nisbet. Come out here though towards Short. Short just slips on the ball, and it allows Togwell a chance to bring the ball out here. Flood's come to the far side, and Togwell gets challenged by Allen. Slough looking for the throw, but for some reason he says it's come off Togwell last, and is a throw to Tiverton. And Togwell hasn't argued it, so it must have been right. And it'll be Gardner to take this throw on the far hand side. And I can't see there's a pillar in the way, but it's come off the head of George Wells and out for a throw to Tiverton. It's now about 15 yards inside the Slough half. Again, Short is the player that goes across to take this throw. Takes a short throw into Allen. Allen playing the ball in. Hooked away by Wells, and it's volleyed by Landricombe, and it's punched clear by Turner. It's a good shot on target. The first one that Tiverton have had, but it's equal to it was Turner. But the ball headed away by Gardner. Finds Togwell. Togwell's ball can't find Ben Harris, and it's Mamola sliding in on the far hand side. He plays the ball out. But first effort on target by Tiverton, and it's well punched clear by Turner in the Slough goal. Ben Harris trying to flick the ball off. It comes off Ben Harris's head last, and it'll be a throw to Tiverton. And it's Gardner who's going to take this throw on the far hand side. And thank you very much for the tea. Cheers. And the ball played out here, and it comes out here towards Hall, just inside his own half. Plays it in here for Allen. Allen holding the ball up just on the edge of the 18-yard line, being forced to the side. Plays it back here towards Crack. Crack under pressure from Warren Harris, being forced well wide. Good work, and then the ball played forward. Just a good sliding challenge by Price. Just gets to the ball before Ben Harris can get there. It's with Gardner on the far hand side. Gardner in towards Crack. Crack chipping the ball forward. Headed away well by Nisbet. Comes into the centre where it's picked up by Michael Landricum. He's played a little bit further forwards. Back here towards Shane Crack. Crack just trying to orchestrate for Tiverton here. Back out towards Gardner. Gardner plays the ball in the first time on the far hand side. Hall trying to get there in the first time. Plays it across the goal, and it's cleared off the line. It's bouncing around. It's a goal for Tiverton! Tiverton have scored, and it's a substitute. No, it's not, is it? Is the referee giving it? I'm not sure if the referee's given it or not. I think. Right, but Tiverton have scored, but Slough are protesting it. I don't think that it's going to make any difference. It's a goal to Tiverton, and it comes on 50 minutes. It's scored by the Tiverton substitute Callum Hall, and the ball was played free to Hall. It was a loose ball over the top. He got a shot in that was blocked by Nisbet, but the ball came back out towards Hall, and Hall fired it into the nets. Now we're looking for an offside which never appeared. Ball played forward, here looking for Warren Harris. It's been headed away well by the goal scorer Hall. Up here towards Lewington. Lewington beaten to the ball by Togwell. Togwell's ball finds Fraser. Back out towards Jackman. Trying to find Warren Harris. Harris heading the ball, trying to find Fraser, but Landricum's there first. But his ball only finds Togwell. Togwell trying to find Wells on the far hand side, but it just puts him under a little bit of pressure here. And it comes out here to Wells. Wells trying to go past, and it comes off Landricum last. Taken quickly by Wells. And finds Togwell. Slough having to up their game a bit. Oh, ball played in. Easily read by Momola. Can bring the ball out here for Tiverton. And Momola striding forward with the ball. Guy Hollis is across for Slough, but Momola's outpaced him, and Hollis is trying to pull him back. And it will be a free kick for Tiverton for a foul by Guy Hollis. It's not often that Guy Hollis is outbeaten for pace, but that's what this pitch has done. It's a free kick. Hollis is going to get a yellow card. Bearing in mind he only came on as a half-time sub. He's got a yellow card already. So Hollis gets a yellow card, and Slough started the second half in a rather poor fashion here. They're currently 1-0 down, and Tiverton have the chance to put a ball into the box. The sun bright shining into the eyes of Jack Turner here. And it's Levi Landricum who's going to take this free kick. It's almost on the angle of the penalty box, but a couple of yards further out. And the referee just chatting to the two-man Slough wall. There's Landricum standing over this free kick. The referee blows, and he plays it into the far post. It's headed over his own net by Mark Nisbet, with two Tiverton players at the far post unmarked. A good defensive header by Mark Nisbet. He had to be there to header that one away, or two players would have had an easy chance at a goal. And Slough's starting this second half in a really poor fashion here at the moment. And it's a corner now on the far hand side. River Allen is the player that goes to take it. Short makes a run to the near post, but River Allen didn't see that Togwell had come across there. The ball played forward looking for Flood. Flood trying to get there first, but Momola beats him to it. Momola's ball is poor. Only finds Togwell. Togwell just plays a 1-2 with Short, then plays it forwards. Easily cut out though by Hall. And back here with Momola. Momola plays it down the line, but it goes straight out of play. And out for a throw. So Tiverton with this goal lead after the confusion. But Slough defensively will be disappointed to have conceded the goal there. It's of their own making. And the young lads from Tiverton are making a lot of noise behind that goal. The Slough fans are quiet. And the throw comes in, trying to find Ben Harris. Gets a little push in the back, but the referee says nothing. Lynch has the ball, but he can't get it in. It's cleared by the goal scorer Hall. Nisbet heads it away. Comes out here towards Hollis. Hollis with the ball down the line, looking for Flood. Flood was offside. Linesman, who's been flagging offside frenetically this first half, has suddenly decided that Slough weren't offside. But it's out of play, and it's a throw to Tiverton on the far hand side. And it's Tom Gardner to take this throw. And it's a long throw, headed away by Togwell, comes through here towards Short. Short with the ball forwards, over the head of everyone, comes through to Nisbet. Nisbet under pressure from Landrican, plays it forwards, headed away by Crack. Nisbet gets a second header, then headed on by Michael Landrican. Wells with the next header. Then Michael Landrican again, comes on the chest of Nisbet, who plays it forwards. Unfortunately, not the first person this afternoon to find the top of the clubhouse roof. And Slough just warming up a couple of players in Williams and Dobson. There's been a red card in the game between Redditch and Hitchin. But the throw's on the far hand side with Tiverton with Gardner. Quick throw in towards Levi Landrican. Plays it back here towards Allen. Allen finds Hall on this far hand side. Hall just cuts inside, gets the shoots. And on the far hand side, Landrican tries to keep it in. The ball's still bouncing around. And it finally goes out of play for a goal kick. The problem that Slough have is what they've not got is Tiverton are playing a 3-5-2 formation with Short and Hall getting into these wide positions. Slough aren't playing 4-4-2, and therefore Tiverton finding a bit of space down the wings, and that's what Slough can't at the moment seem to cope with. Bishop Stortford got an equaliser. Bishop Stortford 2, St Ives 2. The ball's out for a throw to Slough, which Hollis takes, trying to find Flood. Flood holding the ball up, getting his shirt pulled, but still has the ball, and then chips it forwards, looking for Ben Harris down this near hand side. Ben Harris goes past. Oh, and Ben Harris has just gone down so easily, and that's poor from Ben Harris. He plays it past the defender, and then just goes down, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick. And it's going to be the first touch of the second half for the Tiverton keeper, Alexis Andre Jr., who plays it long, and it's headed away by Nisbet. Comes through to Flood. Flood holds the ball up, chipping it forward, looking for the run of Ben Harris. Gardner's there and has to play the ball out. It's a throw to the Rebels, around about 15 yards away from goal. And Guy Hollis will come across to take this long throw for Slough. Nisbet's come forwards for him. And it's just shy of the 18-yard box, around about 15 yards away from the goal. Slough just going to put some bodies in the 6-yard box, waiting for this long throw to come in. Sun just beaming into our eyes here. But it's Hollis with this long throw. But he doesn't beat the first man. It's played out. Sean Fraser's first to the ball for Slough. Finds Hollis. Hollis's touch is heavy. And Slough have conceded a free kick for a foul by Hollis. River Allen and Hollis just running into each other. The referee seems to think that was a foul, and has given a free kick to Tiverton, and Tiverton in no hurry to take this free kick. And we've played the referee just having a chat here with Sean Fraser of all people, not like Sean to lose his temperature with the temperature. Use his temper with the referee, but it's talking to Sean Fraser and to Jared Lewington, and the game will continue. It looks as though for the second half that Tiverton have pushed forward Michael Landrican to partner his brother a little bit here as the goalkeeper just doesn't take the kick, much to the annoyance of the Slough fans. Then finally takes the kick, kicks it straight out of play and out for a throw to the Rebels. It's the first time I've heard the Slough fans this afternoon. It's Hollis with this long throw, trying to find Harris over his head, easily headed away by Gardner. Ball comes through to Allen. It comes off the foot of Fraser last and out for a throw to Tiverton, and Gardner will take the throw. And Dobson working quite vigorously down the sidelines here, looking to come on maybe. And ball comes off Jackman last, comes out here towards Ryan Harris, plays it off Hall, and it's a throw to Slough. And Hollis is going to come across to take this. And a long throw by him. Comes off the head of Crack, goes on top of the roof. And Hollis again comes forwards to take this throw. This time 10 yards inside the Tiverton half, but again Slough with only a few players forward. Fraser just been urged to push forward for Slough. Hollis standing right in front of our commentary position with this long throw. Slips as he plays it in. It's been headed out. Comes out here towards Togwell. Togwell under pressure from Michael Landricum. Being forced wide, but finds George Wells. Wells with a shot from distance. It skims wide of the goal and it's out for a goal kick. But a little bit better play there by Slough, but to no avail. Dobson is the player that's going to come on. He's just waiting to see what number is going to come off, and in the meantime Andre Jr.'s taken the goal kick. It's been flicked on by Togwell towards Wells, and Wells chips the forward straight out of play though, and it's going to be Warren Harris coming off, which is a surprise, and then Matt Lynch coming on. So Dobson coming on, 61 minutes. And I would guess that Slough would push. I'm just going to see where Dobson's going to line up. Actually, I think Dobson's going to. Dobson's going to the left. Matt Lynch will come to the right with Fraser and Togwell in midfield. So Slough back to a 4-4-2. Ball comes off the head of Lewington last, flicked on by Fraser, headed away by Allen, and then the ball trying to come through, challenge here, but it breaks out here towards Levi Landricum, trying to play the ball through, well blocked by Josh Jackman, but it comes out here towards Michael Landricum, plays the ball here towards Callum Hall. Hall's ball in, gets into the box, but it's hard and low, and been a shot across the goal, and then Nisbet there for Slough to play the ball out and finds Chris Flood. Flood under some pressure, just evades a couple of challenges, finds Lynch, and Lynch's ball comes off a Tiverton player for a throw to the Rebels. Going to see a substitution for Tiverton. Coming off is Tom Bath. And coming on is Tom Bath. Coming off is Jared Lewington. So Lewington off, Bath on. So that's the substitution for Tiverton. Bath will play up front. And Jared Lewington getting a good round of applause from the fans here. And the ball headed away by Gardner into the path of Bath, whose ball towards Allen was played forwards, but Landricum is in an offside position, and it's out of play for a free kick to the Rebels. Tiverton still leading 1-0 here. This goal coming on 50 minutes by the substitute Callum Hall. As Turner plays the ball into the box. Ball bounces around. It's taken down by Short. So you can clear the ball. Trying to find Bath. It's intercepted well by George Wells. Picked up here by Togwell. Togwell's ball headed away well by Price. Headed back in though by Togwell. Flood flicks on. Ben Harris trying to find it. Gets the ball. Shoots. But it's a daisy cutter and it rolls along what's left of the grass in the penalty area, and it's an easy save for the goalkeeper for Tiverton, Andre Jr. And a long kick by him puts Hollis under pressure. He slips, gets their second header, and then Togwell wins the next one, but the next ball comes here to Michael Landricum. He just chips the ball on the far hand side to his brother Levi. Levi can come down there, puts a curly ball in, but it's cut out well by George Wells and then played down the field. Dobson still hasn't had a touch of the ball yet since coming on, and it's a throw to Tiverton, 10 yards inside the Slough half. It's Price to take the throw, just waiting for a bit of movement. Comes from Allen. Price keeps the ball in and finds Crack back out here towards Price. Crack just hits it straight at Togwell, and then goes back towards the captain, and the ball played over the top, looking for the run of River Allen. Gets past it, plays a great ball across, and it's a second goal for Tiverton. And the goal is scored by the other substitute, I believe, in Tom Bath. We're just going to get confirmation of that goal scorer. We're just going to get confirmation, but Slough 2-0 down here. And it's what Slough didn't do in the first half. The ball was played behind the defence, and it was played in by Landricum into Bath, who just slipped it in past the goalkeeper, and he's been on the pitch 5 minutes before grabbing the second goal of the game. It's Tiverton 2, Slough Town 0. And Slough with the ball here with Togwell, plays it straight out again. Dobson still hasn't touched the ball, headed away by Momola. It's coming out here towards Landricum. Levi Landricum holds the ball up well, just being forced off. Plays it back here towards Jamie Short. Short with the ball over the top, and the ball just goes out of the penalty area, but Jack Turner brings it into the penalty area. And the Slough management team very quiet here at the moment, and it's a long ball forward by Turner, flicked on by Flood, but again no one's there for Slough, and it's an easy clearance for Momola. Ball played forwards. Tiverton have only won one of their last 6 games. That was against Gosport Borough. But they're 2-0 up here against the Rebels, who yet again can't cope with a poor pitch. And Slough with 2 subs played already. Only really Manny Williams on the bench who could possibly try and sort something out, but it's a free kick to Tiverton on the far hand side. Levi Landricum will be the player that takes this free kick, and he plays it into the box. Turner pushes it out to the edge of the box. It's hooked clear by Jackman, only as far as Hall, who will shoot from distance. And is he onside? The ball's still bouncing around. It's blocked by the shot from Price, but now Dobson has the ball. We've had a couple of challenges, and it's come off a Tiverton player. It's out for a throw, but Slough again with a ball over the top of their defence has beaten them again, but this time they've blocked the ball. Ball played forward, looking for the run of Flood. Flood up against Momola. Momola goes across. Momola trying to play it down the field, plays it towards Hu'ar, and then Dobson with a silly little foul. He just a push in the back on Jamie Short. It's a silly thing to do because he's literally level with his 18-yard box. Where's he going? It's a silly foul, and Slough have been guilty of doing this. I think Nathan Smart might be the next player on. So I don't know what's going on there. Nathan Smart's just running towards the changing rooms to get something from the changing room. I don't know what, whether it's I don't know whether he's going to just have a quick read up or be in a striker. I don't know. Ball play forward by Hollis, trying to find the runner Ben Harris. Comes through though towards Flood. Flood can't get there. Togwell with a diving challenge. Ball does come through to Ben Harris on the far hand side. Harris brings the ball down, gets to the byline, tries to get past, plays it across, and it's blocked well by Tiverton and out for a corner to the Rebels. But first time that Slough have actually managed to get behind the defence, and the referee's just having a word with the on-loan goalkeeper, Andre Jr., who stopped Slough from getting the ball quickly for the corner. But it's a corner to Slough, in-swinging corner. Taken quickly to Wells. Wells plays it in. It's been headed away and then hooked clear. Only as far as Josh Jackman. Jackman under pressure. Chips the ball in here towards Fraser. Fraser down the right. Crosses the ball in. Comes here towards Dobson. Takes a touch. Hooked clear. Only as far as Jackman, who chips the ball forwards. Headed away. Back out here towards Jackman, who heads the ball in. And Dobson trying to turn. He's trying to get the ball in, but Price has managed to clear the ball, and Short and Dobson just having a little niggle, which is well spotted by the referee. Ball played in. Flood having his shirt pulled. It comes out here though towards Crack. Crack plays it in towards Hall. Hall running down his near hand side. Plays it down the fine. Finds Allen. Allen trying to get past the defence. Crosses first time. Hooked clear by Slough. And finds Dobson. Dobson's ball trying to find Flood, but headed on by Fraser. Again trying to find Flood on the far hand side. Mamola's got him in his pocket. And then it comes out here towards Jamie Short, who's... I don't know if there's something on that clubhouse roof that everyone's aiming at. Right, so the substitution isn't Nathan Smart. Nathan Smart's supposed to be going home. The substitution is Manny Williams on and Josh Jackman off. Slough going for this. So that's on 25 minutes. So 70 minutes of the game gone. It's Josh Jackman off, Manny Williams on. So Slough definitely trying to influence this game now. Manny Williams will come on and go into a forward position, hopefully. And again, the Slough fans have just... The only time you've heard them is when they're moaning about the fact the goalkeeper didn't give the ball back. But they've been very quiet this afternoon. And Manny Williams immediately goes up front. It's a quick throw by George Wells in towards Dobson. Gets the ball back here towards Wells and then finds Dobson. Dobson crosses first time. Flood trying to get the ball bouncing around. Lynch tries to get his body there. It will come out here towards Harris. No, it won't, because there's a head injury to Flood inside the box, and the referee will stop the game. And Slough's temporary physio comes on while Flood is down injured. So while Flood is down injured, we will we're just going to have a look at some of the latest scores. Some of your comments on the chat forum are spot on. Slough have been... I still think that Slough getting rid of Brad Watkins was the wrong decision at this time of year for myself, but there you go. Well, you know, it's not us. It's not us that makes the decisions. It's the management. I think that personally that was a mistake for me, but Slough just not having much luck here at the moment. Flood's still down injured here at the moment. Jack Turner's just having a chat with the joint managers about the goals that have been conceded. But Tiverton only lost at home 3 times so far this season. So they do have a good record, although they have only won 1 of their last 6. And their goalkeeper walked out on them after the last game, where they lost here at home, I believe, 6-2 to Basingstoke. Flood still being treated here, his head injury. So while we've got a break and play, these are the latest scores from the Southern Premier League. It's Banbury United 4, Gosport 0, Biggleswade 1, Basingstoke 1, Bishop Stortford 3, St Ives 3, Dorchester 1, Kings Langley 0. Hereford have just actually got a second, so it's Farnborough 0, Hereford 2. Kings Lynn 3, Dunstable 0. Merthyr 0, Weymouth 2. Redditch 1, Hitchin 1. Royston 2, Kettering 2. St Neots 3, Cheshire United 1. Stratford 0, Frome 1. And Tiverton 2, Slough 0. That will mean that Slough would still be, I believe, in 6th place. Flood has just come off. He's got a towel on his head, so... hopefully he's going to be alright. So they've already used up all their substitutes, so they're temporarily at this moment down to 10 men. Royston have just scored. Royston 3, Kettering 2. Just said that. Royston 3, Kettering 3. And the referee is going to start the game with a drop ball, a contested drop ball. And much to the annoyance of the Slough fans, who not too happy with this decision, but it's a contested drop ball, and it's won by Tiverton. Comes out towards Dobson, who floats the ball into the edge of the box, but it's Callum Hall who can bring the ball out on this mud heap of a pitch, plays it down the field, and Nisbet comes across for Slough. Looks like Slough have gone to free at the back, and then Shane Crack has just gone clattering into Matt Lynch there, and I'd be surprised if he doesn't get a yellow card. He does get a yellow card, and the first yellow card to a Tiverton player today. Poor challenge there by Shane Crack. And I think that Slough will be temporarily down to. I think Slough will be down to 10 men for the rest of the game. Chris Flood just walking around now, so I think he's gonna. Whether he's got a cut on his head, I don't know, but doesn't look like he's going to be rejoining the game. So Slough will be down to 10 men by the looks of it for the rest of this game. As Turner places this free kick towards the edge of the box, comes and Nisbet's blocked. It's gone all the way through to. Out for a throw, so it's a throw to Tiverton right by their corner flag on the far hand side. Tiverton with this 2-goal lead, and they're just going to have a quick look at. I'm just looking at Chris Flood while we wait for this throw to come in, and it looks like he has got a cut on the back of his head. The ball's been straight out of play from a Tiverton throw. It's a throw here to Slough, and it's George Wells to take this throw for the Rebels. Quick throw in towards Dobson. Back out here towards Wells. Wells got very little options. Finds Ben Harris down this near hand side. Trying to find Wells. Harris trying to win the ball back. But Allen just pushes him off the ball and then plays it down the field. But Hollis is there for Slough. Oh, and it's a poor back pass. And this time Jack Turner's there for Slough. And Slough not learning from their mistakes. Ball headed out. It comes out here to Levi Landricum. He's got time to turn. Slides past the challenge of Lynch. Lynch catches him. The referee says it's a free kick, and Lynch just loses his temper there. A little bit of dissent, but not picked up by the referee. And it's a free kick to Tiverton, and it's going to be Shane Crack who comes across to take this free kick. It's a couple of feet inside the Slough half. And Jamie Price, the captain, has gone forwards for this free kick. And Crack plays the ball deep into the box. It's bouncing all the way through. It comes out to the far hand side, and it's a good save by Jack Turner from the substitute Tom Bath. And it's out for a corner on the far hand side. And again, it's a simple ball over the top of the defence that's caught Slough out, but Turner this time to the rescue, but it's a corner on the far hand side. Allen will go across to take this corner for Tiverton, and puts it high into the night air. It's been headed away by Nisbet. Comes to the edge of the box where Togwell manages to turn. Gets caught as he plays it out, and that's a free kick to the Rebels. Still no sign of Chris Flood coming out, so I think he's going to be missing for the rest of the game. So Slough temporarily down to 10 men at this very moment, but I can't see Flood coming back. So 10-man Slough have got some work to do. Ball here with Wells, played forwards, headed away by Mamola, flicked on and only as far as Sean Fraser. Fraser chipping the ball over the top, looking for the run of Ben Harris, takes it down, hits himself on the shoulder, and then pushes the player under pressure, and it's gone out for a corner to the Rebels. Good work there by Ben Harris, pressurising Tom Gardner. And Dobson comes across to take this corner for Slough, which means that Lynch can get into the middle for the Rebels. And Slough again put a couple of players on the young goalkeeper, but it's Dobson with this free kick. It's a good free kick into the box, pushed away to the edge of the box, and it comes out here to Allen. Allen can clear, and there's a chance for River Allen to attack. It's a lovely ball, trying to find Callum Hall. Hall is onside. He's run through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Just the goalkeeper to beat. It's a save, is it? It's a goal to Tiverton. Tiverton from a Slough Town corner have made it 3-0. The goal from the substitute, Callum Hall, on 78 minutes. And that means that all 3 goals for Tiverton have been scored by substitutes this afternoon. Callum Hall did come on after only about 3 minutes, but Slough, with only 10 men on the field, have been torn apart with yet another ball that has gone past the defence and behind them, with no right back on the pitch for the Rebels. It looks like they're playing free at the back. Slough are 3-0 down here away to Tiverton. And so Not the best of afternoons for the Rebels here this afternoon. And it's Slough with the ball. And ball play back in here towards Togwell. Togwell spread out towards Fraser. Fraser down the line to Williams. Williams can't get a touch of the ball yet. And Fraser chasing with the double goal scorer Hall. Ball goes out of play. Hall had only scored 1 goal before today. He's now on 3 against the Rebels. And the ball headed away by Crack. Comes out here towards Bath. Bath trying to flick it on to Landricum. And Landricum's fouled Hollis. Hollis wins the free kick. Landricum still down. And the referee will stop the play because he is injured. And Landricum and Hollis just clashed, and Landricum hasn't got back up, but the referee has finally decided to stop the game, and it will be a free kick for that. So, Slough have got very little hope of getting anything out of this game here. They've got 10.5 minutes left, plus whatever injury time. There'll obviously be a little bit of injury time for that injury to Chris Flood. They are temporarily down to 10 men here at the moment. Their next up and coming games, there's a break in play. They're at home on Tuesday where they host Redditch United, 7:45 kickoff, and then also on next Saturday, Slough will host Banbury United. As Turner takes this free kick for Slough, so long ball into the box, trying to find Dobson. The ball headed out by Michael Landricum towards Togwell, heading it back in. Williams beaten to the ball by Allen, who just smashes the ball out of his penalty area. And Wells is there for Slough. Back towards Turner. Turner's long ball trying to find Dobson. Dobson with a touch inside. Goes past, gets a flick pass. He's only got no one inside the box. Only Ben Harris is in there. He's going to cut inside on his own. Has to. There's no one else to help him out. Plays the ball. It gets blocked by Short. Comes off Short. The ball still bent. Oh, and the referee says that's a foul. Now that's not a foul. I was a bit harsh on Dobson earlier for giving away a silly foul, but that wasn't a foul. Short's gone down as he tries to slide the ball and shield it out of play, but it's a free kick to Tiverton deep inside their own half. And the goalkeeper will go across to take this one here. And Slough, I think, can write today off. It's not been the best of pitches, but Tiverton have figured out how to play on it by playing the ball behind, and Slough haven't worked on that, and the free at the back for Tiverton has helped them out. But it's Alexis with this ball forwards, but it's gone straight out of play for a throw to the Rebels. So Slough are temporarily down. Well, I think they're going to be down to 10 men for the rest of the game. Flood going off with that head injury. Quick throw in towards Dobson. Back here towards Wells. Wells being eyes forward. In towards Williams. Williams' ball comes through to Lynch. Lynch just steads on it. Plays the ball in towards... it comes through to Williams, who tries to get in there. Handball surely, and then Williams fires the ball wide. The ball ricocheted around in the box there, and it did finally come through to Manny Williams, who drags his shot wide of the goal. But Slough is proving they can try and create a chance, and the first real time that Manny Williams has actually got on the ball this afternoon since coming on as a sub on 70 minutes. So it's taken him a while to get a touch of the ball. And it's the goalkeeper, Andre Jr., to take this goal kick. Plays it long, right by the pillar. Just ball doesn't even bounce as it landed there, and it's played forwards, and it's cleared by Gardner. Down the line, looking for Landricum. Wells has to come across to play it, but I think the referee has issued an offside against Landricum, and it's a free kick to the Rebels. And it's so heavy out there. When Chris Flood was running, you could just feel how sapping it must be on their legs. Turner has come out to take this free kick. It's 15 yards inside the Slough half, and he plays it deep here, looking for Dobson on the far hand side. Dobson just pushes off, wins a free kick for a foul by Short, and then this is the first time you'll hear the Slough fans, because Slough have won a free kick. And Lynch has come across to take this free kick for Slough, and it's around about 25 yards away from goal, a little bit further from the angle of the penalty area. So one man wall, the referee just making sure that he comes back all that way. Lens to take this free kick, whips it into the box, and it's bouncing around. It's hooked off the line in the end there and hooked clear by Tiverton. And Landricum chases the ball, goes straight out of play. I think it was Michael Landricum who hooked the ball clear. Quick throw by Slough finds Lench in towards George Wells. Wells is under pressure from Levi Landricum and is forced to just turn and then plays it down here towards Lench. Lench on the left hand side, trying to run through, cuts inside. Has Dobson standing near him. Ball played in towards Ben Harris. Hooked clear in the end by Garner. It's a good clearance by him and finds Shane Crack. Crack out here towards Callum Hall, who's on a hat-trick playing right wing back. And does well to go past the challenge of Williams. Williams will come back and block the ball. Comes and spins for Matt Lench. Lench will find Wells. Wells playing part of a back three now here for the Rebels. And Wells being urged to bring the ball forwards and finds Lench. Ball just so slow on this pitch. Ball in from Lench. In towards Wells. Wells has got Fraser on the far hand side. Ben Harris with the header in. It's volleyed clear again. Good defending again by Tiverton. Ball to Bath. Bath with the ball over the top. Looking for the run of Landricum. Landricum gets past Nisbet. He's going to hold the ball up on that far. It just takes a silly touch. It's a heavy touch by Levi Landricum. It's a throw to the Rebels. It's going to be the final substitution for Tiverton. Coming on is 14 Jordan Rogers. Coming off is Shane Crack. And Jordan Rogers was the Tiverton player who suffered those 10 facial fractures earlier on in the season when he got caught by a goalkeeper at St Ives. And good to see he's back on the pitch. And he's chasing the ball down already. Long clearance by Turner though. Free header for Mamola. It'll come out here towards Wells. Wells' ball hits Riverand, trying to find Dobson, but comes out here towards Short. Short slips in the mud, and that shows you how bad this pitch is. Dobson tries to slide to get the ball, but it's been seen out of play by Allen, and it's out for a throw to Tiverton. And it's a throw on the far hand side, which Short will take. And it's a long throw, headed away by Wells. Dobson's just played it towards Togwell. Togwell just got caught there. It's come off as Tiverton player last. And it'll be a throw to Slough. 10 yards inside their own half. And taken by Wells. Looking for Williams. Williams gets a push in the back. It's a free kick to the Rebels. And we'll just see if we can see some latest scores for you. So the ball played into the box. Williams gets his shot blocked. It's come back out though towards Williams. Forced wide. Plays it here towards Fraser. Fraser leaves it for Lench. Lench is turning. Back out towards Fraser. But again, the ball just not running smoothly for Slough. And it's cleared by Gardner. It's a throw here though. A long throw into the box from Hollis. Hollis is urging players to get into the box. He just slips as he plays it. Plays it in towards Ben Harris. Ben Harris wins a free kick there for a foul by Gardner. It's on the edge of the box. Dobson will be the player that comes across to take this free kick. I just wonder if he's going to hit this with a little bit of power. Weymouth for 3-0 away to Merthyr. Is Dobson standing a two-man wall, just being told to come all the way back here. And Dobson standing over this free kick. And Dobson will hit it with some power towards the goal, and it's somehow blocked by Michael Landricum inside the 6-yard box, and it's a corner to the Rebels. And you can tell Slough disheartened at the moment with just 3 minutes of normal time left, plus whatever the referee adds on. They're in no hurry to take this corner. Dobson takes it again. Really good delivery. Goalkeeper manages to punch it out under pressure. Comes here towards Hall. Hall on a hat-trick, bringing the ball forwards. Ben Harris of all people chasing him down. He's going to try and lob the goalkeeper, but it's an easy save for Jack Turner there. And Turner plays the ball long, headed away though by Price. Comes out here towards Williams. Williams being forced under pressure from Levi Landricum and finds George Wells. Wells chipping the ball forwards for Dobson. Dobson flicking the ball on, trying to find Lynch. Lynch trying to gamble against Callum Hall. Hall holding him off to find Gardner. Gardner's chipped ball down the field Fraser's underneath it for Slough, heads it towards Togwell, gets it back somehow from Togwell, but Fraser's ball is cut out by Michael Landricum. He plays the ball over the top and it'll go all the way through to Turner, who's 10 yards outside of his box. Spreads it, I think, to George Wells because he's standing in front of a post. There you go. That's thanks, George. And Wells chipping the ball in towards Ben Harris. Harris trying to head the ball on. Lynch trying to get there late. Hooks clear by Hall. Edge of the box where Togwell comes sliding in to win for Slough. Slough just still with the ball with Wells. Goes past a couple. Just evades the challenge. Ball gets stuck in the mud and it's turned him into a right fast hit these last few minutes. Ball played forwards. Hollis with a heavy touch by him. And the ball played forwards by Levi Landricum, but Turner grabs it at the edge of his box. And we'll give you the scores from some of the Evo-Stick Premier League games. Ball plays forward, straight towards Williams. Williams with a good touch finds Lynch on the far hand side. Lynch up and gets short. Lynch comes all the way down that right hand side, still running with the ball. Gets across in. And it was waiting for Ben Harris, but when Harris waited, the Tiverton. Now Slough giving the ball away with Wells. Chipped into the path of Bath. Bath with only Guy Hollis coming through. Bath coming out. He's going to play it across the field. Great challenge by Togwell. Tiverton looking for a penalty, and Slough can bring it away with Togwell. That should have been 4 because it was 3 against 1 there, but Togwell somehow managed to hold the ball up. Ball here with Harris. Ben Harris, sorry. Plays it out here towards Dobson. Dobson has a bit of space to run at the defence. Chips the ball forward looking for Fraser. Fraser gets behind Callum Hall. Just forced wide. Got Ben Harris near him if he needs him. And then plays it in towards Ben Harris. Harris runs to the sideline. Gets a cross in. Smashed clear. Good defending by Michael Landricum. It's a throw to the Rebels. The man of the match has been given to 2-goal Callum Hall, but Dobson's going to take this throw into the box here for Slough. That's a poor throw, easily clear. Comes out towards Bath and headed on by Allen, but there's a bit of pushing and shoving in the box between Dobson and Michael Landricum. So we're going to read you the scores with 5 minutes to go. The games in the Evo-Stick 7 Premier. It's Banbury United 5, Gosport 0, Biggleswade 1, Basingstoke 2, Bishop Stortford 4, St Ives 3, Dorchester 1, Kings Langley 0, Farnborough 1, Hereford 3, Kings Lynn 5, Dunstable 0, Merthyr 0, Weymouth 3, Redditch 2, Hitchin 1, Royston 3, Kettering 3, St Neots 3, Chesham 1, Stratford 0, Frome 2. Those are your scores from the other games so far with a few minutes to go. And it's the goalkeeper Andre Jr. to take this goal kick, and it's a good kick by the young man. It's flicked on well by Bath. It comes through to Rogers, but he's beaten to the ball by Hollis, and it's out here with Wells. Wells chipping the ball forward for Harris. Harris's header comes through to Lynch. Lynch feeds Fraser. He plays it behind him, and Fraser slips in the mud. The ball played forward here by Allen in towards Bath. Bath's looking for the run of Landricum. Plays it on the far hand side. Landricum just about keeps the ball in on the far side and then plays it back down here for Allen. Allen just right by the corner flag, and that should have been a free kick there, but the referees allowed Allen to turn and then finally gets a free kick for a foul by George Wells. I'll make it. We play 2 minutes of added time here at the moment. It's Tiverton 3, Slough 0. And it's a free kick. Literally, it's almost like a corner, to be honest. It's literally 2 foot away from the corner flag. And Levi Landricum standing over this free kick for Tiverton. And his ball is punched away and then headed clear by Slough. Comes out to Hall, who's on a hat-trick. Plays the ball out here towards Rogers. Rogers holding the ball up here against Sean Fraser. Trying to find the gap. Still running with the ball. Gets to the byline. Crosses. And it's a shot by Bath that's wide. But I think the ball had actually gone out of play. It's a goal kick to Slough. And the referee is just easing the pain here on Slough. Will he blow his whistle to get this game over for the Rebels? They're 3 down here. They're down to 10 men through injury. Jack Turner just wiping his hands on his gloves, on his towel, sorry. And there you go, that is the final whistle here. And it's not the best of trips to Devon for the Rebels this afternoon. They've lost here to 3 second-half goals from Tiverton Town. Callum Hall, the early substitute who came on for the injured Nick Hurst, scoring 2 in the 50th and the 78th. Sandwiched in between that was a goal for another substitute in Tom Bath on 69 minutes. Slough played the last 15 minutes with 10 men after Chris Flood went off with a head injury, and Slough used all 3 of their substitutes. So Tiverton have deserved the win here today. They've been the better team in the second half, and what they've done is they've played the ball behind the defence, which is what has beaten the Rebels. Slough failed to do that in this kind of conditions. You've got to try and play to conditions. Tiverton have done that today, and they've therefore won. Chris Flood just walking past me here as he's obviously going back with Nathan Smart. I guess that they may well be taking him to the hospital just to make sure that he has no concussion or any serious injuries. But there you go. So it's finished here. Tiverton 3, Slough Town 0, and Tiverton's second half performance has deservedly won them the game. We will be back on Tuesday evening. Slough will be at Arbour Park, where they will host Redditch United. So 7:45 kickoff on Tuesday evening. So you can join us all there. Thank you ever so much for everyone who's listening. There's a lot of you on the comments at the moment, and some of your reactions are that it wasn't the best of performances. It wasn't the best of pitches, but Tiverton have coped better with the conditions today, and they've won here 3-0. So until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend if you can. We will be back on Tuesday evening. We're just going to see if we can find you the full-time scores from the Evo-Stick Southern Premier League for you. We're just going to see if we can quickly get those, but we do have a coach to catch, and it's not going to be a very happy coach either. Let's see if we can find those scores for you, but I don't think we're going to be able to find those. So what we're doing is we're just going to say goodbye to you all. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for all your comments and everything that today. Enjoy the rest of your weekend if you can. We will be back on Tuesday evening, where Slough host Redditch United in the Evo-Stick Premier League, looking to try and get their game back underway and get back to winning ways. They've just finished that their 9-game run has come to an unfortunate end. And so there you go. So thank you for listening in until Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.